The Lawyers Association's collective engaged in a protest march this morning against the present threats faced by lawyers.
The protest march, which began opposite the Supreme Court complex, was carried out against an incident where shots were allegedly fired opposite the residence of President's Counsel Vijayadasa Rajapaksa MP, who is the President of the Bar Association of Sri Lanka. The Lawyers Collective, the Colombo Lawyers Association, the Colombo Magistrate Court Lawyers Association and the Colombo High Court Lawyers Association organised the protest march. Later, a media briefing was held at the Bar Association of Sri Lanka.
We hope that it won't continue, that we will be able to resolve these matters in the best possible way. But right now, unless we see some definite signs of resolution, we have to continue with our protest so that the public at large will realize that we are fighting. We are not fighting only for the black coated community. We are fighting for a principle.
Police officers are very talented. They are capable of solving any crime within a short period of time. However, there are instances when they only record statements but fail to nab the wrongdoers. This is a serious situation. We don't know who the assailants are and we cannot charge anyone. It is evident that those who are behind this attack are those who have certain powers. If not, the police in this country will be able to solve anything within 24 hours.
සිටින බව අපිට පැහැදිලියි. මොකද එසේ නොවී නම් මේ රටේ පොලිසියට පැය 24ක් යන්නට ප්‍රථම මේ සියල්ලක්ම විසඳාගත හැකියි.
We have always believed that an independent, strong bar is required if we are going to have an independent judiciary. It is only we, the members of the bar, who can protect the judiciary, who can demand from the judges that they be independent if we protect them. If we do not protect the judges, they are not going to be independent.
UNP parliamentarian Lakshman Kiriyalla, who was a member of the Parliamentary Select Committee which examined the impeachment motion against Chief Justice Dr. Shirani Bandaranayake, expressed these views on the matter. On the very first day that the PSC convened, I told the chairman, Minister Anura Priyadarshana, that this process was inappropriate. The complaint is lodged by parliamentarians, the case is heard by parliamentarians and the verdict is handed down by parliamentarians. Is this not inappropriate? The government did not come prepared for an extensive inquiry. The government thought that she would resign and afterwards there would be no need for an inquiry. But when she challenged, the government was trapped. We met on 5 occasions, but there were no documents whatsoever to prove the charges. Governments come and go, but no government has the right to destroy the reputation of the country. What is the government showing the world through actions like this? I believe that in the weeks to come, important incidents will occur. There are several cases before the courts. We cannot say what verdicts will be handed down. But I must clearly state that after the court interprets the constitution and hands down a verdict, everyone will have to accept it.
Manjula Tilakaratna, Secretary of the Judicial Services Commission, assaulted. Attorney at Law Gunaratna Waninayaka threatened by 4 people. Police investigate a shooting that is alleged to have taken place on the road opposite the residence of parliamentarian President's Counsel Vijayadasa Rajapaksa. Do these assaults and incidents indicate a collapse in the supremacy of the law, or is it a blow to the people's supremacy?
Attorney at Law Upul Jayasuriya says the Chief Justice and 3 other lawyers, including himself, are likely to face death threats.
We have lodged a complaint at the police. Such threats should not be considered lightly. If such threats are materialized, the authorities, the officials named and the others connected should be held accountable. We have lodged a complaint regarding such threats to inform the authorities beforehand.
බලධාරීන් සහ එහි නම් කරන ලද නිලධාරීන් ඇතුළු තවත් පුද්ගලයන් ඒ පිළිබඳව පෙර දැනුම් දීමක් හැටියට තමයි අපි පැමිණිලි ඉදිරිපත් කරේ.
President Mahinda Rajapaksa today sent a congratulatory message to the new president-elect of the Republic of Korea, Park Geun-hye on her historic win as the first female leader of the country. In his congratulatory message, President Rajapaksa states that he believes that South Korea will become a center of development under its new leadership. The message by President Mahinda Rajapaksa adds that bilateral ties between Sri Lanka and South Korea will be strengthened further and hopes that the two countries can work closely in the future.
The Minister of Rehabilitation and Prison Reforms yesterday inspected construction at the Pallakele prison complex, which is the largest prison to be constructed in the country following the conclusion of British rule. On Tuesday, Action TV revealed that the Commissioner General of Prisons had decided to declare open the prison complex, incidentally the 29th to be built in the country, on the 30th of this month. This was in spite of the fact that the construction of much-needed facilities at the complex had not been completed. The Commissioner General of Prisons had arrived at this decision disregarding statements made by senior officials at the Department of Prisons at a meeting held in Colombo on the 11th of this month that the prison would not be in a condition to be declared open by the 30th. Construction of this prison complex commenced 7 years ago and was undertaken by the State Engineering Corporation. Construction took place without the supervision or consultation of officers attached to the prisons department or persons knowledgeable in the field. In that 7-year period, the position of Commissioner General of Prisons had been held by persons who were appointed from outside the department. The current Commissioner General of Prisons, whose term is to end on the 30th of this month, is the 5th such appointee. Action TV also previously pointed out that a sum of 3 million rupees has been allocated for the opening ceremony to take place on the 30th, the same day as the current Commissioner General's retirement. It must be noted, however, that prison officials have not been paid overtime allowances and other benefits for over a quarter of the Commissioner General's term. Upon the conclusion of his inspection tour yesterday, the Minister concluded that conditions at the prison were not conducive to declare it open on the 30th. There is still work to be done. There are several more buildings which will be constructed. When it is complete, not only the Bogambara prison but the Kandy Remand prison too will be moved here. We have not decided on an exact date, but we hope to open it in January next year. Action TV will keep a close watch to see whether the authorities will decide if people from the department are suitable to hold the position of Commissioner General and if steps will be taken to ensure that when the Pallakele prison is opened, it will be an example to other prisons.
United National Party parliamentarian Karu Jayasuriya says that the gap between the haves and the have-nots causes uprisings in countries. Jayasuriya expressed this view at a function held in Gampaha today.
There are two types of politicians. There are those who come to the people during elections. Then there are those who stay with the people and who look into the well-being of the people. They are public representatives. The haves import expensive vehicles, spend the evening at 5-star hotels and waste money on motor racers. That is why we state repeatedly that there should not be a wide gap between the have and the have-nots, because it leads to uprisings.
තරුපහේ හෝටල් වලට ගිහිල්ලා සැන්දෑව ගත කරලා මෝටර් රේස් කෝටි ගණන් වියදම් කරමින් මෝටර් රේස් ගිහිල්ලා මහජන මුදල් තමන්ගේ දෙමව්පියන්ගෙන් අම්මාගෙන් අප්පගෙන් ලැබිච්ච බූදල වගේ මහජන මුදල් නාස්ති කරන කොටසකුත් තියෙනවා. මේ ඇති නැති පරතරය මේ විදිහට තවත් දිග්ගැස්සෙන් දෙන්න එපා. එහෙම වුණොත් තමයි රටවල් වල විප්ලව ඇති වෙන්නේ.
A function was held to distribute chairs to the Tibbatugoda Social Services Society in Ganemulla and also distribute school books to children through funds of Western Provincial Councillor Siri Kamal Silva. Time now for the newspaper cartoon of the day.